Adding a slow motion shot or two to your videos or films just really adds something that makes it much more cinematic. But I always wondered how you can get that buttery smooth slow motion without having to spend so much on those really good expensive slow motion cameras. So here we're going to talk about how you can get any camera to shoot amazing slow motion and keep it buttery smooth, just like you see in the movies.
So the secret to getting really nice, smooth slow motion is using a faster frame rate than what you're playing it back on. So if I'm playing a video back in 24 frames per second, I want to record in 60 frames per second. That'll give me about 40% slow motion, or twice as much slow motion. If you have a camera that actually lets you record at 120 frames per second, if you play that back at 24 frames, you're going to get 5 times slow motion, which is a lot better, but not all cameras do that. Now, what kind of cameras can record at 60 frames? Almost every single camera out there. Even your cell phone can record at least 60 frames per second. I guarantee you, if you have even an iPhone 5 or a Galaxy S5, that will do 60 frames for smooth slow motion. So let me show you how to get that smooth slow motion in post.
This is actually pretty easy to do in any video editing software, and you do it pretty much the same way across any software you might use. I'm going to show you how to do it using Premiere Pro, but again, you can use Final Cut or DaVinci Resolve or any video editing software, and it's essentially the same thing, just different names for the settings. I've even done this using my cell phone to edit it, so it's definitely possible with any video editing software. So here in Premiere Pro, first thing I need to do is open a new project. Now I'm just going to import a clip that I recorded at 60 frames per second. And I'm going to add one of the clips to my timeline. Now once I have it on my timeline, I need to go up here to my sequence settings. Now here in my sequence settings, I need to go to the time base and switch it from 59 down to 23.97 frames, or 24 frames per second. What this means is that the video will play back at 24 frames per second even though it was recorded at 60 frames, so I can slow down the video by 40%. Now if I play this at normal speed, you'll see that it doesn't look like slow motion at all. But what I can do, and it's really very simple, just right click on the video, go to speed and duration, and I can set the speed to 40%. So now you can see that it's smooth slow motion since the video is playing back at 24 frames per second. Of course, I could try to go slower than that, so let's say 20%, but you'll see that now it looks a little choppy because I didn't record at a high enough frame rate. So really, if you're recording anything at 60 frames per second and you set your sequence to 24, the fastest you can slow it down is by 40%. I'll do it with this one here too. So just right click, speed and duration, set to 40%, and you're done. Now you can see it's smooth slow motion played back at 24 frames. If you have a clip that's at 120 frames per second, then you can slow it down even more, of course. And simple as that, you're getting some smooth slow motion in your videos. And again, no matter what recording software you use, the basis is to set your video sequence to play back at 24 frames and get your 60 frames per second video clip and slow it down by 40%. So I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, make sure to subscribe for more, like the video, and leave any questions or doubts in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get to them.